in Dayton's Oregon District. Of course, that is comedian Dave Chappelle pumping up the crowd there tonight. The entertainment district was the scene of a mass shooting that left 9 people dead. Well, today, the Oregon District is filled with people again, plenty of music and plenty of smiles. 10 TV's Cierra Johnson joins us from Dayton with more on the Gem City Shine event, an event hosted by Mr. Dave Chappelle himself. Cierra?
Yes, good evening, Scott. I can tell you we've been here for about 4.5 hours, and I can tell you firsthand there is really a positive energy about the Oregon District right now. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see this is the entrance to the event, and as people have been coming out, they really are excited, not only excited for the Gem City Shine and the host of the event, but really to live that Dayton Strong motto of resiliency. Now take a look at this video. This is video from earlier in the day, and the lines were packed to attend this block party hosted by Yellow Spring native Dave Chappelle. In addition to the vendors and the food trucks and the musical acts that will also be on hand. We're hearing Stevie Wonder, Lady Gaga, and many more are expected to hit the stage for this concert benefiting the victims of the Oregon District shooting. And as I mentioned before, it's that energy and that desire to continue as a city, Dayton Strong.
We're not going to let it define us. I think that's what the resiliency is one epidemic, one tragic situation after another. It doesn't define who we are. It's bringing us closer together.
And as I mentioned, each and every person I spoke to say it's not really about the guests, it's not about the performances, it's about coming together with thousands of people and really feeling safe in their own city and living that message that we are in fact Dayton Strong. We're live in Dayton's Oregon District. Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
You always think it's not going to be your family.
An early morning phone call would bring tragedy directly into her life.
You hear it and it's tragic and it's sad, but it's never personal.
A mass shooting is now personal for Twyla Southall of Dublin because her older brother is among the 9 lives lost at the hands of a gunman in Dayton.
The last I saw him, he was full of life.
Just hours before Derek Fudge's life was cut short, he and his family gathered in Springfield to celebrate a relative beating cancer. Little did they know that gathering would be a final goodbye.
And we were thinking, wow, she's made it, right? But little did we know that one that wasn't even sick, didn't make it through the night.
She says her brother was with his only child, his son Dion, and Dion's fiance, waiting in line for food when tragedy struck. She says the family is working to process this loss. And although she has no words for the alleged gunman, she does offer this bit of advice to those watching yet another mass shooting unfold.
You don't know what the night holds or tomorrow holds, so my thing is live every day to the fullest and thank God for what you do have.
In Columbus, Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News. When Governor Mike DeWine signed his name Tuesday legalizing hemp and CBD oil in Ohio, the move paved the way into somewhat uncharted territory.
Since the governor signed the bill, our phones have been really busy.
Director of the Ohio Department of Agriculture, Dorothy Polanda, says almost immediately calls came pouring in.
From farmers who want to know how to apply to get a license.
New legislation makes it possible for farmers to now grow hemp, a product of the cannabis plant. A product that does not produce the same intoxicating effect as marijuana. The bill also allows for the sale of CBD products, a derivative of the hemp plant. Supporters of products containing the compound claim combinations can treat an array of ailments.
The Department of Agriculture's #1 job is safety. Safety in the food we eat, in the plants and animals that surround us.
Later this month, the department is asking the state controller for $12 million to test product, hire staff, and expand lab space. A portion of this Reynoldsburg lab will soon handle the testing of the items that come out of farmers' fields, as well as the CBD labeled items that are on your store shelves, giving both customers and store owners a peace of mind.
Because there wasn't clear-cut laws defining its legality.
The general manager of the Columbus Botanical Depot says this bill now takes businesses who sell CBD products out of a previously gray area.
It gives us an opportunity to kind of be validated on both fronts.
Offering safety for consumers and a clear path for an evolving industry. In Columbus, Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
At first, they're a little bashful, a little shy to step in.
For many of these teens, a workshop is uncharted territory.
We're building a toolbox. I'm almost done with it.
But for students like 13-year-old Jamez Kogan, the unknown, hands-on world can be exciting. Over the course of 4 days, more than a dozen Central Ohio students between the ages of 12 and 15 are shadowing members of various trade organizations. Welders, electricians, plumbers, and today carpenters are walking these students through hands-on activities to expose them to the vast world of trades.
And once you learn a skill set using your hands and your mind, nobody can take that away from you.
State training director for the Ohio Carpenters Joint Apprenticeship, Vince Wright, says the trades offer a long-lasting career. One students can begin without taking on student debt, and one that offers a healthy starting wage. According to the publication Popular Mechanics, the median salary for a welder is $41,000, and a plumber, median income is around $52,000.
You can provide a good living for your family. All of the building trades, we pay a good wage. You know, we're all union wages, the prevailing wage.
Wright says the program targets students before they reach their junior year, at a time they either decide to begin searching for colleges or career centers. And as these students work to learn the basic tools of each trade, organizers are hoping to plant a seed for the next batch of hands-on workers.
I'm learning how the job works and what you do.
In Columbus, Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
Now at 6, after years of planning and fundraising, the state's first recovery high school is opening right here in Central Ohio. As 10 TV reporter Cierra Johnson explains, the unique program will allow teens in recovery to complete their high school education.
Ain't nobody gonna want a thug, ain't nobody gonna want a drug dealer.
18-year-old Malik Miller admits he's in need of help. The teen found himself in juvenile drug court for marijuana use when he was presented with an opportunity, a chance to complete his high school education and work on his substance abuse issues.
I felt it, I feel like they was really trying to help me without even knowing me.
Miller is one of 8 teens making up the first crop of students at Heartland High School, a school dedicated to educating Central Ohio teens in recovery from substance abuse. Principal of Heartland High, Dr. Paige Stewart.
I think one of the coolest things is we just meet kids where they're at on an individual basis.
Stewart says as teens complete treatment, they need a safe and supportive place.
When they re-enter that environment with the same people they were using, with the same stressors, it's really, really hard to stay sober.
The school days at Heartland start a little later, but also allow time for counseling and group activities, along with classwork. And Dr. Stewart says donations have helped get the school up and running and have allowed it to offer students admission without tuition for the first 2 years. Time Malik Miller says he plans to use wisely.
I'll be the only one out of my brothers to graduate. So that's going to be a big accomplishment for me and my family.
In Columbus, Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
Well, this is also move-in day for students at Capital University in Bexley.
And as 10 TV reporter Cierra Johnson explains, this year nearly 40% of students are receiving a significant discount on their tuition, and it's based on their guardian's career.
Mother-daughter duo Karen and Cassie Wolf are savoring the last few moments before their lives change.
The opportunity to receive such a thing, it just felt like a blessing.
Cassie is one of hundreds picking up schedules and saying emotional goodbyes before embarking on this new chapter of life called college.
She loves art, and Capital was just one of a couple of schools in the state of Ohio that even offered the career that she was interested in.
And the Circleville family says a new tuition discount at Capital University helped seal the deal. That discount, called the Good Guarantee, gives students with parents or guardians in mission-centered careers a discount. Those careers include education, law enforcement, or religious-based careers. And the president of Capital University says this school year alone, nearly 38% of students will benefit from this deal.
You definitely see greater diversity in terms of ethnic diversity, but also geographic diversity. It attracted the attention of a broad array of students.
Capital University President Beth Paul says it took nearly 2 years to develop the program, with administrators working to ensure the university remained fiscally fit. The discount is renewable each year and open to transfer students. And for students like Cassie, it removed a bit of the financial burden for this first-year student.
The Good Guarantee Scholarship it definitely made, determining the choice a lot easier.
In Bexley, Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
And Capital University says it saw a 21% increase in applicants after announcing that tuition discount.
A former home of the Columbus Clippers looks forgotten. Chopper 10 flew over what's left of Cooper Stadium after 10 years sitting vacant off the highway.
The team played their final game at that stadium near Franklinton in 2008. The space has been unused since then.
Well, tonight the conversation continues about what should be done with that property. 10 TV reporter Cierra Johnson explains why tonight could be the first step to breathing new life into that site. Cierra?
Yes, after sitting vacant for more than a decade, talks are once again on for the former home of the Clippers. If you take a look, you can see that this is really a shell of what that building once was, but a public hearing could be the new beginning for what was once Cooper Stadium. Now, that meeting tonight is at 7 o'clock. The Southwest Area Commission is going to release details on what the site could look like in the future. The city has applications for 2 projects, some of which include mixed and commercial and industrial plans, and we've also learned there's a possibility of homes on the 47-acre site. This meeting is again at 7 o'clock at the Northwest Horizon Methodist Church on Harrisburg Pike. And if you can recall, this isn't the first round of plans for this vacant lot a few years back. There were plans for a racetrack and a research center. But tonight, again, those neighbors have a chance to voice their opinions on what could soon take place here at Cooper Stadium. We're live near Franklinton. Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
A former home of the Columbus Clippers looks forgotten. Chopper 10 flew over what's left of Cooper Stadium after 10 years sitting vacant off the highway.
The team played their final game at that stadium near Franklinton in 2008. The space has been unused since then.
Well, tonight the conversation continues about what should be done with that property. 10 TV reporter Cierra Johnson explains why tonight could be the first step to breathing new life into that site. Cierra?
Yes, after sitting vacant for more than a decade, talks are once again on for the former home of the Clippers. If you take a look, you can see that this is really a shell of what that building once was, but a public hearing could be the new beginning for what was once Cooper Stadium. Now, that meeting tonight is at 7 o'clock. The Southwest Area Commission is going to release details on what the site could look like in the future. The city has applications for 2 projects, some of which include mixed and commercial and industrial plans, and we've also learned there's a possibility of homes on the 47-acre site. This meeting is again at 7 o'clock at the Northwest Horizon Methodist Church on Harrisburg Pike. And if you can recall, this isn't the first round of plans for this vacant lot a few years back. There were plans for a racetrack and a research center. But tonight, again, those neighbors have a chance to voice their opinions on what could soon take place here at Cooper Stadium. We're live near Franklinton. Cierra Johnson, 10 TV News.
It's an eyesore.
For more than a decade, this plot of land has sat vacant. 10 years of deterioration to what was once the home of the Clippers. 10 years of missed opportunities for development.
It's a reminder that we were left behind.
Chair of the Southwest Area Commission, Stephanie Coe, says a public forum could be the first step to revitalizing this area. But understandably, commissioners and neighbors are leery. She says many remember the other proposals for the site, like the racetrack that never saw the light of day.
We really see this as a catalyst for what can improve our community, create more jobs, and really positive attention.
Wednesday night, Our Shot Development presented renderings and blueprints of mixed residential use for the 40-plus acres of land. Developer Bill Schottenstein and zoning attorney Jeff Brown worked to explain to a packed house that this plan is different, cutting edge. The plan calls for retail spaces, some constructed from shipping containers, combined with as many as 500 residential units. The goal, create a tech-forward community where residents can work, live, and play, all near a booming downtown.
We think it's a beta site for what will happen across the country.
Many seemed excited by the pitch, but some expressed concern regarding the perceived vagueness of the proposal. But commissioners ultimately passed the proposal 7-4. This chair says now it's a waiting game.
It's time to see some good development that helps us.